hear that. Better run when you hear that. I said, run when you hear that. Better run when you hear that. I said, run when you, run when you, run when you, run when you, run when you hear that. I said, better run. I said, run when you hear that. Run when you hear that. Better run. I said, run when you hear that. Run when you hear that. Run when you hear that. Run when you hear that.
Good evening, everybody. Bruce Foster here. I hope everything's working fine. I've got a bit of an echo in my headset. I hope that is not the case with this stream as well. Give me some feedback if you can, and let me know if it sounds okay and there's no echo or anything like that. It just seems a bit bizarre in my headset at the moment, but it should hopefully be okay. I haven't done anything. Mic's a little bit too close to me, so anytime I move, I keep catching a wire. Welcome to tonight's episode. Sorry, we are a night, one day late. Fraser obviously can't come on the show this week. He's busy sorting out some things on his app for Gold Coast at the moment, and hopefully we should have some updates and some news for us next week. So, what are we going to talk about tonight? Well, we've got a couple of things. There's some racing events coming up this weekend. There's also some recreational stuff. And we've got a little topic which I'd like to touch on as well. There's actually a couple of topics I'd like to touch on. Obviously, Sea-Doo have just launched their 2027 models. So, we'll take a look at that and we'll kind of have a look over the, what's coming. Potential dates for when Yamaha Wave Runners launch theirs, and also when Kawasaki launched theirs. So a little bit to come. So hopefully, if you're tuned in, please give me your feedback, give me your comments, and happy to. I'm assuming everything's fine. I'm assuming the audio is fine. So if that's the case, let's move on. All right, now, okay, let's get right into a roundup. Okay, Jetski racing over in New Zealand. They do have opening Duro Series this coming weekend. Let me just open up the event for that. Round 1 and 2, Stump Bay, sorry. And then obviously it's Saturday and Sunday. And the I know Dave Venel's up there, Mandy Skips and Noah's there. Just on a note there, Noah, speedy recovery. We saw the news during the week, and if you're not aware and you've been following Noah a little bit, and unfortunately Noah's injured his knee playing football. I'm assuming it's a round ball game. So he's hurt his knee and he's actually had to withdraw from the remaining races in the IHRA series. So pretty gutted, I would imagine, with that. So speedy recovery for you, mate, and hopefully see you full strength next year in 2027 and knocking things out the park. So good luck to everybody who's racing there this weekend. The event, there's enough events and enough riders. Get down there, support, get down there and help out if you can. If there's a coffee stall there, get your coffee. Do everything you need to do in order to help keep these events going and sustainable. Okay, so that's Stump Bay this coming weekend. Also, let me just come out of that one. Let me just move that away. Wait a minute, I got in the wrong place. Can't get it to go where I need to get it to go. There we go. That's it. All right, now, sorry about that. Victoria. Now, they put up a little spiel during the week. I saw a couple of posts from Alex Ewing. Yeah, sorry about these pop-up messages. Now, they are eager to get entries in for this enduro event. It is the following weekend. It is the 29th and the 30th. Okay, next a week on Saturday and Sunday. Now they put a deadline on entries for this coming Sunday. Now obviously they want to know where they stand from an entries point of view. It's a long, it's a trip out to set up these events, and they want to know in advance if they have enough people, enough racers to justify putting on the event. Doesn't matter whether it's 20 racers or 50 racers, it still costs the same amount of money, unfortunately. Having more racers doesn't bring down the cost of staging these events. It only means that the more racers you have, the more they can afford to put into it. But it's still going to be the same amount of money. And that's the same with any event which is being hosted and staged these days. The cost doesn't change depending on how many entries are in it. It still costs X amount of dollars to stage, and they want to know if it's worthwhile setting up these events. Victoria want to know in advance if this round can go ahead or not. And this is a week on Saturday and Sunday the event takes place, and the cut-off date is this Sunday for these events. Let me just open that up. Here's the event itself. That's round 2. But as you can see, the poster says something else. That's the following. There we go at the top there, 29th and 30th. So I'm right in front of me and I'm blind as a bat. So there you go. There's the entries for it. Kangaroo Lake. That's where they're hosting the event. The quicker you get your entries in, the better. Good evening, Dave. Hope all is well. Good luck to you this weekend. Back in the saddle. Knocking the hell out of everybody else. Hopefully you can come away with some decent results. I know it's been a while for you, but I'm sure you'll give it your best. So that's what's happening in Victoria as well. Now let's just close that out. Let me just see where we're at. All right, now Queensland, obviously, they've got their state championships this coming weekend. Let me just go to the event. Entries closed last night officially at the fixed price. Oh, the event's not actually up. Oh, hang on. Let me come out of that one and I'll go back. Oh, there it is. Why is that not in the... Okay, right, there we go. There's the main event itself. Entries are still officially open for this. You'll have to contact... I've got a friend who's just tuned in and he hates the fact that I put my headphones on squint. So, sorry, mate. It's stop me getting a sweaty ear. I'll take one sweaty ear, but not two. And that's what usually happens. So good evening to you, Dion, anyway. I hope all's well with you and the family. Yeah, so the 22nd, 23rd of August, this coming Sunday, state championships are taking place. Billy Cunningham's going to be there. Ollie Hutchby is going to be racing as well. We've got Jai Hunter. We've got Dan Colbert. There's a few coming up from New South Wales as well. The Bennett clan, they're coming up, and a few others coming up as well. So it's going to be a pretty good competitive classes in the. Let me get this off the top of my head. We've got the rec lights. We'll have the little naturally aspirated class, which got the amateur class, the GP Pro class, and then we've obviously got the endurance rounds as well. So, yeah, there will be some competitive racing going on there. Bailey, I hope your ski fares better this week, this time around than previous rounds that you've tried to test the ski. So hopefully it's just a work in progress and you're getting to that final stage of unleashing the beast, so to speak. So, Dimitri, good evening, sir. Great to have you all tuning in. Guys, give me your feedbacks, give me your comments. If you've got your rides coming up, if you've anything planned, let me know and I'll give it a shout out. Always happy to promote what we do as a community. So that's a QPWC this coming weekend. If you want to enter, still, you will have to contact Jamie Eady through the Facebook page, through this QPWC page, and Jamie will get back to you and sort out. It will cost you extra because you're a late entry. Okay, but that's something you can discuss with Jamie, and then you can go from there. Okay, so hopefully up until the morning of the event, entries will be accepted, but once the event starts, ain't gonna happen, so you won't get in. All right, so good luck to everybody racing there this weekend. I'm not going to be there, unfortunately, myself. I've got other commitments elsewhere, so good luck to everyone. Please, if you're at a loose end this weekend, get up there, see what the racing's all about. The weather's meant to be pretty decent, so fingers crossed for everybody, and have a great weekend, guys, who's all taking part and who's all helping out. So good luck to everybody. All right, so that's QPWC. Let me just get rid of that. Now, I'm going to come to this one in a minute. Now, I want to just get out of this one first. And I want to go somewhere else at the moment. I want to go rec riding. So, where do I need to see? Let's go with Jake's group first, Jetski family. And there is a ride happening this coming weekend. Let me just look it up. There we go. Oh, that's a 29th. I thought I could have sworn I seen one from this weekend. Where did I see it? Pop-up ride. I think it's maybe this one. Yes, that's it. There it is there. All right, so pop-up ride this coming Saturday, 8 o'clock, Columnsey boat ramp. And I think it's Jake that's organised it. I'm not entirely sure. I believe it is. Yeah, I think it is Jake that posted it. So there's one for you. Columnsley boat ramp on the Brisbane River just before you head out past the docks and then out into Moreton Bay at 8 a.m. Bring some extra fuel as well. Make sure you got some. Make sure you got appropriate life jacket, your LF50 life jacket. Bring an anchor. It's going to be a full day out on the water. So if they're going over to Moreton, they'll most likely be going around the wrecks. It's an opportunity for a little dive in amongst the wrecks. Take your diving gear if you've got it. Dion, I'm not going out to the racing this weekend. No, I've got something else planned this weekend. It's a bit closer to home, so I'm going to talk about that at the end. So this is there's a wreck right there. That's Jake. This coming Saturday. As you can see there was also one for the following Saturday as well. Check that one out too. 8:15 a.m. at the Raby Bay boat ramp. Heading out to the wreck, down to the gutter bar, bite to eat. All the details are there. Take all your bits and pieces. Make sure you got your footage, guys. Make sure you can get some footage and get some pictures up. Happy. I'd love to see if you could tag Jetski Republic in them. and I'm happy to share the footage, clips, whatever you happen to have. I like to see it as well, so it's good to get it out to others. And people tune in here as well, don't necessarily have time to scroll and spend hours on Facebook, and they're not all in the groups either. So it's a good central point here to just get it out to everybody, and hopefully encourage more people to get out. So that's Jetski Jake's group. Let me just come out of that one because there is actually, let me just find the other one. This is Kevin's group, Kevin and his motley crew. So there is a, where did I see it? There was a ride scheduled for Saturday, I think it was. Here we go. There it is here. So a group ride, the Broadwater Parklands, and obviously it'll be a pickup at Jacob's Well. Also heading out through the jumping pin up the outside of North Stradbroke Island, and then come in through the pin between, through the bar between Morton Island and North Straddy, and then swing into the gutter bar. And then, all going well, there'll be a stop off at the Sandbank, which is off the coast of Amity. That is a beautiful spot to stop at, so it's definitely worth something to, a trip to go on. As usual, make sure you've got your L50 life jacket, flares, V-sheet, spare fuel. You'll definitely need spare fuel if you want to have a play around, and in case you kind of go a little bit further than anticipated. The last thing you need is to be worrying that your ski is going to be running on vapor, or fuel fumes. So yeah, make sure you've got plenty of fuel. Guys, end of the day, carry extra fuel. It will still end up in your ski at some point anyway. Whether you've got enough for the ride itself, it'll go in afterwards, or during the ride. Make sure you're not stuck high and dry. So the riders will always make sure you're done for as well, but never assume, always come prepared. Okay, so that's Kevin's group ride this coming Saturday at, where did I say the time was? Well, there's no time there. 8 a.m. Sorry, 8 a.m. meet up at the pin on the beach side. So that's the inside of the jumping pin before you head out. Okay, and then you'll all head out in a group. All right, so that's that. I think that was pretty much that. Let me just have a look at that one a second. There we go. All right, now I put this one in a local group. This is me. All right, now just for a heads up for anyone that's at a loose end tomorrow, I'm going out tomorrow from Cleveland Ramp, 7 a.m. I'm going to do a run down the inside. I'm going out with Daz Keel. Okay, if anybody wants to join, make sure you're at the ramp. We'll be looking to depart about 7 o'clock. Okay, so if you want to let me know, Dion, we'll talk about that one offline, mate. Happy to oblige. I can have a talk about it. I've got a few things in the pipeline. Dion, we'll talk about that offline, okay, mate? Listen, we've also, yeah, so tomorrow, for me, I'm taking a run out. I'm going to be carrying extra fuel. I'll have all the bits and pieces with me as well. So, Daz Keel's going to be there. We're heading out. We're going to go down the inside through the passages, down through the broad until we'll get to the jumping pin. Probably take a quick break there, size up what the bar looks like. If it looks all right, which it should be, and we're going to head out through the jumping pin, and then we're going to head up the outside of North Stradbroke Island and head back in around Point Lookout. Okay, and then it's an incoming tide as well. So by the time we get up there, the tide should be starting to be making a difference with the tide coming in. So that's when we're going to head in. We're going to take a swing by the gutter bar, get a bite to eat. I was going to say get a coffee, but I can't get a coffee there. So I don't know why they don't have a coffee shop in there. I know it's a bar, but it's not a bar. Well, it is a bar. You know what I mean. Anyway, so um, feel free to. I've just been informed I'm offline, but it looks like I'm online. What's going on? I'm still going. Right, okay. I've got a message. You guys can see that message there. I don't know what's going on. Don't tell me my internet's on the blink again. Hang on a second. I'm going to need to check it. It says I'm online. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so that's what's happening there. All right. Tomorrow, feel free. Drop me a line if you're planning on coming. Let me know. Um, and then in the morning, if you decide otherwise, just drop me a message. Just say, hey, listen, we're not going to come. But you'll get 10, 15 minutes grace. 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever. Grace if you're running a little bit late. And then we're obviously going to have to head off at around about 7, back at 7. Okay. So that's the plan. Okay. Make sure you bring some extra fuel. All right, guys, that's that. Let me just come out of this one. Now, this is where things are getting a bit juicy. I wanted to touch on this. I'm still online, so that's fine. I don't know what that message was. It's thrown me off a bit. So anyway, let's have a look at this. I'm going to kill my camera. Now you can still hear me, and I'm going to open up this page so you've got the full page, and let me just downsize that page a little bit so that you can see the whole page. I'm interested in your thoughts on the new line, the new Sea-Doo line. What's your thoughts? Keen to hear what you've got to say. And a 350 horsepower ski, that's just out of this world. I'm not so sure there's really a need for it. I know riders want speed, but you've also, like, how efficient? We know these high powered machines and of all levels all kind of guzzle the fuel. They're not really the business if you're doing a cruise. I do love that. That's pretty special. But it's a Senna limited edition. 1991 editions of it are available worldwide. So if you're planning, like, I'm pretty sure the allocation's probably already been exhausted. Demetri. It's actually funny, Demetri, you brought that up because when this was launched, now when did this go out? Tuesday morning. The first comments I started to see were, oh boy, it's the same hull. How robust is the hull going to be smashing through the water? Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, I don't want to get into the politics of Sea-Doo, Yamaha, and Kawasaki. Listen, pick your poison, or pick your positive, pick your negative. That's what it is. The 350 brake horsepower is not just available in the RPX Senna edition, it's also going to be in the RTX edition, and it's going to be across the RX PX and RX TX range. Okay, and I believe it's also the GTX range as well. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure that's where it's going to be as well. Doesn't say there. Let me just scroll down. I'm pretty sure it was a GTR model, but I'm happy to be corrected. I'm sure it was GTX, but it may be in the GTR. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. But the 350 will be in that across that range as well. So there is what's happening there. What else is new? Spark range. There's a range of new colours as well, an orange and a blue. The orange looks nice, but yeah, not a huge fan of it, but people will buy it because it's a 350 as well, and it does look different. So The Sparks came out as well. Again, new colours on the range. They've brought a Spark X out, which has got an 1100 horsepower engine. So, sorry, 110 brake horsepower engine. So there's something for the Spark aficionados to get into. Let me just see if I can get to the home page for it and try and actually get a look at the Spark X. I'm at my home page. Where are we? Where are we? La la la. Here we go. All right, so this should hopefully take me back. Doesn't want to work. Oh, I am down. Well, it appears I am down. Damn. Let's go. Well, I'll jump to this story now. All right, now you've probably seen. Are we back on? No, we're not. Let me just double check it. That's not loading up. Fantastic. All right, I'm gonna jump from this one. Okay, let's finish off with this one here. We've seen this one in the news the past couple of days, especially earlier today and last night across the Queensland news. It's obviously caught the attention of others across the country in Australia, and I'm pretty sure it's also grabbed the attention of those who are overseas as well. So let me just run this video courtesy of Channel 9. Hopefully it doesn't shut me down, but we'll see. I'll play this video and then we can have a chat about it afterwards. Here we go.
Police are cracking down on dangerous jet ski behaviour after a mother and her baby were targeted by riders on the river. Officers out in force intercepting those doing the wrong thing, now with new powers to help protect our waterways.
Rocketing along the river with police in pursuit, these jet ski riders are caught red-handed.
Been stopped in relation to your manner of driving.
Multiple reports of dangerous jet ski use have sparked a
Well, it appears my internet's gone on the blink again, so... Oh, jeez. This is unbelievable. And I shouldn't be having this issue because I'm not drawing a lot on the CPU or anything like that. I don't have multiple windows open, and this is just a pain in the ass. Okay, I don't know why this is doing this. It'll probably go, it'll shut down. Yep, there we go. All right, let me close this window and let's see if I can open it up again. All right, let's go here. Don't think it'll work. Well, I'll try it and see. Nah. Reload. Nah. Still going away. Still not working. Bloody internet. I wonder if I can jump on to my... I'm going to try something here and see if this works. Oh, no, I can't. Yeah, it says I'm connected, so I don't know why I'm probably being shut down. Maybe I have. Yeah, so this is rather annoying. Let me just try it here, actually. See if it works on this window. It's maybe just that extra browser that I'm opening up, but I can't see it. Now my restream's shut down as well. Oh. What's going on? Dear, dear, dear. This is terrible. Yeah. I don't know. Like, done again. Anyway, copyright. Maybe. It maybe has. I don't know. It's annoying as hell. Hopefully it's just the browsers that are the problem. But I'm trying to figure out where I'm at. Yeah, nothing's happening. I hope you can see me now. and I just can't open any browsers for some reason. So whether there's a copyright issue or what, I'm not entirely sure. I know there's been a lot of issues with it. But anyway, to touch on that news article that was placed up, the article, the news article, the news piece that was put up was obviously hoons out on the Brisbane River spraying people and spraying boats, and apparently an elderly person got injured and a toddler got injured and mum and kid got soaked, and people in boats and stuff were all were all wet. It turns out that there's been six people were charged with various offences. Or 5 or 6 people were charged with various offences. 6 of the one gentleman in particular was charged with 6 offences, assault offences, resulting from spraying people with the water. Now, how is he managing to do that? It's not the traditional mainstream manufacturer's pump on the back of the ski. It's these modified attachments. I'm not going to name any because I don't want to put myself in any strife, but I think pretty much most people know what these are, or what these attachments are. You can buy them online. I've got no doubt they were originally intended for a little bit of fun, but they're being taken to extremes now, and to the point where people are being hurt, people are being soaked, and it's not just a light spray you get from them either. We're talking about the full pump coming straight out, and it's directed either up, sideways, wherever. It's certainly not in the water where it should be. But yeah, it's not fun. Unfortunately, that's exactly the kind of nonsense we don't want to see in the community. But unfortunately, there are those that do it. And thankfully, it's the minority. But it only takes the minority to ruin it for everyone else who's doing the right thing. And I think for those of us that are doing the right thing, when we see this, it's constantly what the is going on. Why? Why are we having to battle against these idiots, these clowns who proceed and continue to do the wrong thing and then cry foul? And there's those out there who would actually defend that kind of behaviour and just saying it's just a bit of clean fun. No, it's not clean fun when you're minding your own business and you're getting wet for no reason, or you're getting injured because of a jet pump. We already talk about how people get injured when they stand directly behind the manufacturer's pumps on the skis that are not being modified. They haven't been anything done to the pumps. And then they get injured. They get internal injuries, all that kind of stuff. Now, we're talking high volume water. Think fire hose, and probably more powerful than a fire hose because it gets thrown a hell of a lot further as well. So it's a large volume of water which can cause significant injury to anybody, especially when they're not paying attention or they're not even aware that someone's close by acting like an absolute clown. So would I prefer to see these parts banned? Yes, but I don't mind them being there as long as they're used properly. But really, what is the purpose of them? If it's only meant for a bit of fun, performance-wise, my understanding is it doesn't increase performance on your ski. So why waste your money on it? That's just my opinion on it. I saw a comment earlier in relation to this from a performance centre down in Victoria, and he's been asked a few times to fit these attachments onto jet skis, onto customers' jet skis, and he's flat out refused for that very reason, because they're a waste of time. They can cause injury. There's no benefit to them at all. He refuses to even install them. So good on him. Travis, nice one, mate. And if only more people could do that. But the thing is, people will fit them themselves. So that's just the way it is. It's just the nature of the beast. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. All right, we're 35 minutes in. I've had a little bit of a tech issue there. For some reason, I can't get on my browsers, but I can still finish the podcast here. It's still beaming out to Facebook Live and YouTube. I'm assuming it's on YouTube as well. I just can't open my browsers on my computer for some reason, and I can't conclude. I can't even give you a look at the Sea-Doo Spark. Go look it up. They've increased the engine on it. They've increased the modifications on it. They've increased certain spec and that across the range as well of the Sea-Doo range. Dimitri, I've got a modification. I have it halfway up riding. Couldn't even come to terms with spraying anyone. Not sure how those twats do it. Anyway, was in the bay last week and was stopped twice by the police for a license and first check. 15 minutes apart. I had an honest chat with them and said, mate, because of the spraying, that's why. Yep. This is what's happened. It just inconveniences everybody else. And I'm all for stops. I'm all for people, I'm all for the police, maritime safety and that, coming over and doing a check. I'm all for it. Absolutely all for it. That's the nature of the beast. But not because of idiots and clowns that want to soak people because, hey, it's cool, let's do it, yeah. Sorry, you're being an arsehole. I'll say it. You're being an arsehole. Nothing. I can't give you any other name. You're just being an arsehole. So, if that puts a target on my back, so be it. You put a target on, potentially on my back and you want to come and wet and soak me, that's fine. Go ahead and do it. You will be reported, of course, but that's just me. But I've got a heap load of other people across the community who support this as well. We want to do the right thing. Screw you guys that are going to mess it up for everyone else. There's going to come the point where you're going to keep doing all the wrong things and the bay, the rivers will be restricted. And then where does that leave us? Where does it leave the legitimate riders, the responsible riders who are out there doing the right thing? All because you arseholes can't do the right thing because you just think it's a bit of fun. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I don't normally swear on my show, but when I see idiots like that and clowns like that, yeah, I'm done. Done with that nonsense. It's got to be called out. So anyway, I'm going to leave you with a video. It's a trusted video. We're going back to Norway again. Our friends at HD Screener X on YouTube, go check out his videos. There's a whole bunch of jet ski videos, related videos, and they set the standard. These have been online for years. I say 7, 8, 9 years. Last really good jet ski ones were about 3 years ago. They've kind of moved away from that now. They're doing some other stuff, but there's a whole barrel load of jet ski ones using the Insta360 cameras, the early version cameras. To me, they still set the standard of videos. This is one of their earliest one. I think this is from about 5 years ago. I'm going to leave this with you. Guys, if you want to join me tomorrow, 7 o'clock, Cleveland Ramp, let me know. Drop me a message and let me know if you're going to make it or not. If you call off at the last minute, it's no biggie. Don't worry about it. Just let us know and then we can head off, reassured that we know we haven't just left you at the ramp because we know you're not coming. All right, guys, take care. Whatever you're up to this weekend, have a great time. Water, on land, spending it with family, friends. Have a great time, guys. And I'll catch you next Wednesday, 7 o'clock, right here on the show. Take care, respect each other, and have some fun. Take care, guys. Thank you. I'm linked my video. My closing video is linked to my browser. My browser's closed. Oh dear. I tell you what I'll do. I'm going to upload you one of my old videos. Let me just find one, and then I'll go from there. It's not the same because you've got to go check them out. But let me get it up and we'll go from there. So hang on a second, bear with me. Let's cancel that one, close that, get that open. Boom, there we go. All right, let's find one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, here's one I was going to put up. This is actually from last year's Aquabike series at Lake Toba. Billy Cunningham and Kylie Elmers, and I think Scotty Douglas were at this one. So we had 3 Antipodeans that were racing. Kylie, obviously, from New Zealand. So let's just finish the show with this one. It's a promo video for the area, but you kind of get the idea of what it's all about. It's a beautiful, picturesque village. It's at the end of a lake. You only get there by boat. You can't get there by road. So everything has to be transported by boat to get there. So I'll leave this with you. And until next week, guys, take care.
Welcome to the UIM ABP Endurance Grand Prix of Indonesia. And the crowd's also lighting up as Ege's Rantok takes the win in Moto number 1. Three days and 6 motos, we've seen grit, heartbreak, and stunning resilience play out across the water. Now, it all comes down to this final moto.